What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Lockdown Universe, home of the bizarre, peculiar, and unheard of stories of UFO legend and paranormal lore. Welcome back, welcome back. Happy to be back. Hopefully, you guys are doing awesome and taking care of yourselves. Welcome back, welcome back. What a lovely day. What a lovely day, I gotta say. Hey, before I get started, I wanted to send out a huge shout out to everybody who has supported the podcast over the years and either just listened to a couple of the ads or donated to the what's it called, the Buy Me a Coffee. That's something I totally forgot about. I haven't even published that in podcasts in like the last year. Probably it's been a long time. And I just had one of the listeners, man, what a great guy by the name of Ed McQueen. I'm putting your name out there. I appreciate you, Ed. You're a listener, and you really hooked it up. Got a few coffees in there so that I can wake up a little bit more, because the older you get, the more coffee you need, I think, or at least a little bit. You don't got to drink it, too many, but you got to get a little bit of a warm up in the morning. And just the smell of a little bit of coffee makes it go a long way. So I appreciate you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for the words of encouragement. I really needed it. It's been a time of the year where I've done a lot of promotion, and I've done a lot of, like posting in like Facebook groups, trying to get the podcast out there since 2020. I've had the podcast for 4 years, going to be going on 5 years now. And, there comes to the point where you're like, okay, well, what else can I do? I feel like I'm not doing enough. I'm not getting the word out enough. I'm not getting enough listeners. I'm not, what else can I do? And you're like, should I hire a firm? Should I hire a company? Should I hire people? And a lot of times, they end up not being able to help you out, or they end up, being overseas, or they end up being, a company you don't know if they're legitimate or not. So, really, anytime anybody comments, it makes my heart happy. It makes me feel like I'm doing a good thing. And although I enjoy doing it, I also feel like I have a certain listenership that I'm responsible to, that I need to make a good podcast for, that has good information in it, that has something that you can chew on during the day, and you can have a nice conversation with somebody about. You could pick it apart if you want to. You could not like it. It's fine. I just do it so that you guys can have something to listen to, and so I feel like I'm making a difference. If I can put some information out there that you might not see, but I caught, hey, great. Or you might see something that I haven't seen, and you could put it in the comments. Great. We're communicating. We're building a community. So that's awesome. So anyway, thanks, Ed, for making the community even bigger and stronger yesterday. So thank you so much. And to everybody that comments, I know Sam's always commenting in there. We've got a few more folks that comment in the comment section. So that makes just a huge difference. So I really appreciate that. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, I'm going to talk about the future and secret tunnels that are underneath Los Angeles, only accessible to the elite, only accessible to the actors, only accessible to the athletes, only accessible to the very, very few. Are they real or are they not? A young gentleman who works at, surprise, surprise, Starbucks locations that are underground states that he has been released from his NDA. It has expired, and he wants to talk about these secret tunnels. So I wanted to pull up that not the podcast, but I wanted to pull up that video because I think it's really interesting. So I'll let you listen to it and let me know what you think. Here, I'll pull it up here now. If the volume's too high, I'll turn it down here.
So your NDA is expired and you could talk about this. You used to work at a secret Starbucks, is that right?
Yeah, there is a Starbucks that is like above reserve, like a Starbucks no one's ever heard of or been to. All right. Have you ever wondered while driving in Los Angeles, how come you've never seen like Will Smith stuck in traffic on the 405?
Yeah.
I've never seen a 1%er just in their car stuck in traffic.
Why is that?
That's because there's a series of intricate tunnels underneath Los Angeles known as the Actor Bond. I'm not kidding. Like, they get access points to move through the city without ever having to be in traffic. You can come up in LAX, you can pop up at Dodger Stadium. Underneath there in those tunnels is Starbucks set up at different locations to allow them to get coffees while they're driving. All
Who's
of
them?
that. Seinfeld.
You've seen
Oprah.
Seinfeld down there?
Bono. I've seen Seinfeld down there. Dude, almond milk latte, 2 shots.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was he a good tipper?
They don't have to pay.
So this has been underneath Los Angeles for a few years now? I mean, how long has this been there for?
I mean, it predates me. It seems like the city was built on top of it. So, I mean, I think this goes all the way back to the 20s.
This doesn't seem real almost. This is crazy.
I imagine how I sound saying it to people.
Isn't that interesting? So he's saying that there's like these tunnels underground that almost seems like the city was built on top of. Like these were there before cars were really, taking over the roads, or before, big roads were really created. And then they built Starbucks down there, and they kept it secret for these elite folks. And it made me think for a second. I'm like, is that real? Could that be real? It sounds kind of fake, right? Well, hold on a second, because the elite are able to have resources that we don't have. The elite are able to access all kinds of things that we just don't have available to us. Think about the medications that they're able to have access to. Think about the airplanes they have access to. Think about there are secret tunnels in sports stadiums that they have access to. Why wouldn't they have special access to roadways that are underneath the ground? They have access to taking flights into near space orbit. Lance Bass, Jeff Bezos, a lot of these like really rich folks, if you have enough money, you can go into outer space. You can be an astronaut. It just takes money. That's all it takes. So I found that really fascinating. But I wanted to take it a step further, because who are the people that are making this available? Well, are there other, let's examine this. Are there other locations and other societies that this is occurring in? And it is true that even in Japan, there are bullet trains that allow you to go from one point to another almost instantaneously. It's pretty quick. We also have it in America in the deep underground military bases, where you can hop in a train and it's almost like you're teleported to another base or to another side of the base almost instantaneously. We've heard these reports from whistleblowers, abductees, and people who've worked in the military-industrial complex that these things can even take you to Mars if they want to. These trains, these transportation devices that they have. So why wouldn't it be that they could just have just a simple roadway that would be dedicated to the elite? Of course. I mean, we even have like Epstein's Island, like where for the elite to go, they, unfortunately, did all that shit. But, there's special places that people can go that we don't have access to, and maybe we don't want to have access to. But take a look at this. So Tesla, if we're still talking about Musk and his creations, he had a reveal party, and this was on the 10th, I believe it was, of October. Yeah, and they unveiled some amazing things. 3 amazing things, right? They unveiled the Cybercab, the Robovan, and Optimus the robot. So, and this stuff has been in the waits for a while now. People were waiting for this stuff. The Robotaxi is something you could jump into in a roadway underneath LA or Chicago or New York or anywhere in between those two, and this thing could take you anywhere you want. There's no steering wheel. There's no gas pedals. You just jump in and you are automatically taken wherever you need to go without having to drive. It drives itself. Now, Tesla's been around a long time, and they have had automatic driving, but this doesn't have a steering wheel anymore. So if anything goes wrong, you're screwed. You better be really padded up and be able to jump out. So Musk tried it out. He was able to get in, took it for a ride, no problem. They also unveiled the Robovan. The Robovan is amazing. This thing can transport 20 to 30 people. It's able to transport goods and services. It's fully autonomous. It's like this really long cylinder but futuristic looking travel device. It looks like something out of Demolition Man or iRobot, where they transported all of those robots around. That was really cool. It's fully autonomous. It has the potential to reduce travel costs by to 5 to 10 cents per mile. Musk even said, "What if you need something bigger than a Model Y?" Well, guess what? You can get a Robovan. This thing can carry like 20 people if you want. It's really cool. It has strip windows across the sides. It is the future. It is the future. It's what a future van would look like for like public transportation or for your own personal transportation. He wants to change the look of the roads. He said the future should look like the future. This guy is really making the future a reality, and I love it. It's just great because that's what it should be. The future should look like the future. Future should be the future. You know what I mean? So it's just fantastic to see this stuff coming out because I think it's just really going to make a big difference in our life. We also have the rocket that came down back out of the atmosphere, and they've been having self landing robot rockets for a while. But this rocket that they landed recently landed and was caught by metal arms in the exact landing position it launched from. So it didn't have to land within like 100-foot radius or 100-yard radius to be successful. It had to land on the drop of a dime right back where it came from because ultimately they want to have people travel to Mars in these rockets. They want to be able to travel to the moon, things like that. So the stuff he's coming out with, dude's like legit like the good Lex Luthor. This guy is just like coming out with like so many scientific amazing capabilities. He might as well be an alien. Musk might as well be an alien. And he already has the tunnel boring machine company as well. It's called the boring company, which makes it sound boring, but it's actually a boring company. That's what makes all the tunnels for all the deep underground military bases. That's what makes all the tunnels for LA and Chicago and New York. That's what makes the tunnels for the government in between, Area 51 and S4 and S2 and all these other bases. That's what makes it. It literally changes the topography of and the chemical composition of the rocks when it goes through into a huge mountain or huge hill. It goes in and has wheels and gears, and it's making it as smooth as glass. And you go in it, it's just incredible. So this stuff is really amazing. And then you have the Optimus robot, which Musk says is going to be the biggest project or the biggest product of all time. He said everyone is going to have one of these things. They're going to cost between $20,000 to $30,000 once they get to full scale, and it's going to be able to do anything you need. It's going to be your best friend if you're lonely, for the elderly or for young people. It's going to be able to create food for you. It's going to be able to go shopping, walk your dog, do work around the house, maybe even do your job for you. It's going to be fantastic. And they actually showed it off. They actually were able to present it to a whole bunch of people and have it interact with people. And it was actively almost human in its response time. There wasn't a lag of response. This thing was talking, and the voice it had wasn't some sort of computer voice. It was just like a regular, hey buddy, human voice, like my voice, or somebody that you'd like to hear. And it could be anybody's voice from around the world. It could have any accent you want, anything like that. So I thought it was really, really fascinating. It was serving up drinks. They dressed it up like a cowboy. They had regular versions. The feet look like they got like sneakers on. I like the face. The face has nothing on. It's just straight black. So I kind of like that. And he said everybody's going to be able to have one. And who else but Musk is creating a future like that? Nobody. Amazon came out in like what 1998, and I was working for my parents' bookstore, and Amazon was our only competitor for online sales, and that was all they did. They sold books. That was the initial part. Then they blew up to sell electronics, and then clothes, and then everything else, as you saw. It was a slow progress. More and more tabs popped up, and I kept watching it as they were our competitor. I'd log in every day and see what books were going for, see more things pop up. But Amazon's kind of gotten to the point where Amazon is Amazon. Musk has so many has so many companies that he can continue to build space rockets, better and faster, and more robots, better and faster cars, better and faster Starlink satellites. Dude is on a never ending roll. This guy is unbelievable, and he's bringing us the future. Is he an alien? He's got to be, right. He's got to have some alien qualities. And not only is he intelligent, but he's also funny. He was on Saturday Night Live one or two times, and just it just made him be, seem to be like a really likable guy. You might like him, you might not like him. That's okay. But this optimist can also babysit your kids, mow your lawn, all kinds of things. So so this stuff, it may only be accessible to the rich, right? To the elite. That's kind of what we were talking about with those tunnels. But eventually, some of us regular folks, us 9 to 5, jokers that don't have millions of dollars, might be able to access this one day and partake in the future. And it's just going to be really cool. But what it does show us is that there is a clear line between the haves and the have-nots. And if you've seen that movie Elysium with Matt Damon, there is a clear distinction between those who are like the ultra rich and have access to like the best medicine, like Magic Johnson cleared his body of HIV, like first person to survive HIV back in like the early 90s. And now you have a lot of people surviving HIV. It's not even a big deal now, or at least not as big a deal as it was. And so once this technology comes down to us humans, then we'll all benefit. We'll all be able to benefit from it. And Musk has even talked about building, was it 100 mile by 100 mile solar panel grid, and if he builds that, it'll be enough power for the entire. I think it was the entire world, or it was just the entirety of America. Either way, if he builds that, we have free energy in this country, and boom, things can really expand, right? Because now we can have free energy, we can create many things, especially if we have a robot that has free energy. Now we have extra hands that can create extra things, and our society can really expand and move forward from being just a 9 to 5 drudged up every day. You wake up at 5:30 and you get home at 6 o'clock, to you being able to create all day, and you being able to create something cool for society, for your family, instead of having to be at a dead end job all day. So it's really something to think about. I know I kind of combined two topics in this particular podcast, but I thought it made sense. So I wanted to say I really appreciate you guys listening. I really appreciate you guys participating in the platform, in the podcast, making statements in the comments, you know, obviously donating to the Buy Me a Coffee. That just makes a huge difference. You can just go to buymeacoffee.com and put in Lockdown Universe, and it'll be there. And maybe I'll even put it in the comments section, or the bottom part of the description, so you guys can see it. Again, obviously money's tight for everybody, but if you like the podcast, hey, it doesn't hurt to donate. You know what I mean? I'm just one guy doing this, and that's it. I don't have a studio. I don't have like a lot of stuff that a lot of people have. I'd like to get a cool microphone. That would be nice. Might build the quality up a little bit more. Just got to save up, because I want to get a good one that's nice. Don't want to get a cheap one where it doesn't sound any different than what I'm doing right now. I'm just speaking into the phone. So anyway, guys, love you. Take care of yourselves physically, spiritually, emotionally. Follow through on your hobbies and your goals and your dreams. Keep that white light around you. Be positive, be good, and continue to question the universe around you. Till next time, take care of yourselves. Lockdown Universe out. Peace.